Hey there, welcome back. Today I am going to be reviewing the 2020 Western Star 4900 with the 10-speed automatic. This is the 4900 SF, and it has the 10-speed automatic transmission with a push button on the dash for your gears. So I drove this truck for like a week and they moved me on to another different rental truck, so I'll be able to review that one as well. But I'm just gonna do a quick walkthrough of this one. I don't have a whole lot of experience in it. I'm just gonna tell you how I've liked it or disliked it for the last week that I've been driving it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the front, and then we'll move inside and show you what it looks like in there. So this is what the front looks like. It's got that nice big square nose, which I think looks really nice. Hopefully the airplane above me isn't putting off too much noise. I apologize if it's making it difficult to hear me, but this is what it looks like. One downside to this truck, it has one fuel tank and it's 100 gallons, which isn't a huge issue, but it's a pain for us when we go to some of our farthest stops. We actually have to top off before we get back, and we've never had to do that with our other trucks. So that is a definite downside. But overall, the outside of the cab looks pretty nice. It looks cool. We'll go ahead and hop up inside here. Now, this truck has a very old school kind of retro look going on, which I think is super cool. It's got the very basic gauges, the really basic old school blinker and four-ways, high beams, four-ways, all that stuff. It's got the basic steering wheel, something that all the older truck drivers will relate to, and it's just really cool to see the like older look. It's got the older looking doors and door handles, you know, all that stuff. Even has the metal trolley handle. All of your stuff is on the dash, just plastered on there in these old school buttons. Engine brake, cruise control, all your different lights, your mirror defroster, windshield wipers, washer, like all of your axle stuff, suspension height, PTO, everything is just plastered right on there, which is kind of cool. They all look the same though, so until you figure out where everything is, it can be a little confusing when you're driving down the road and you're trying to flip your windshield wipers on and you accidentally hit the one above it and it's your backup lights. And that was a little bit of an adjustment because there's a lot of buttons there, but overall it's just a basic layout. This is the transmission right here. Like you start it and it's in neutral, you release your brakes and you just push the drive button to put it in drive, push the reverse button to put it in reverse, or you can hit manual and you can shift yourself. It does have a low gear, but it doesn't have a reverse low, I don't think. At least I couldn't get it to do it, which was a pain because when you're hooking up a trailer, you're hitting it at full speed in reverse. Like there's no creeping in reverse, and I do not like that, because like you let off the brake and it doesn't move on its own. You have to give it a little bit of fuel, but then when you give it fuel, it's like nothing or way too fast to be backing under a trailer. It was very touchy that way. Didn't like that. So that's just a side note anyways. But you got your basic heat, 2 cup holders, wide open space over here. There is an air ride passenger seat, which is nice if you have passengers, but we don't, so it's a pain that we don't have a toolbox or anything there. Not a whole lot of storage. That's kind of a pain. There is virtually no storage in here. Like there's little cubbies up there. You get the radio here, and you have your CB cubby, and then you have a little cubby over there, and that's like it. So my overall thoughts on this truck, I like the retro look. Like if this was a standard, it might actually be cool that way. It's neat that it's a 2020 and it looks like it's a 2000, you know, it's nifty. But the difference between this automatic and the Freightliner automatic that I showed last time is that the Freightliner has a legitimate automatic transmission in it, whereas this is what they call an automated manual, which means that it's a manual transmission under there, but there's a computer built in that shifts it for you. So it shifts different than like a regular automatic. Pros and cons to that, but I see mostly cons in what I'm doing with it, to be honest. This did not shift well. This got confused often. It takes like 2 to 3 full seconds to shift every single gear no matter what you try to do. Whereas in like a manual, if you're trying to get into traffic, you can get up through the gears you know, the low gears pretty fast to try to get up to speed, to try not to hold people up, or to make it out when there's a small gap. Because when you're in busy traffic with this thing, it's a real pain. I do not appreciate it. It doesn't get up to speed well because it takes so long to make every single shift. And sometimes it shifts too soon and then it gets confused and it will literally stop. Like, I had it stop in the middle of the road because it shifted from second to third too soon. And it just cut all power while it shifted back into second. And I was in a high traffic area. I don't appreciate that. I think it's dangerous. If they want to make automatic trucks, I think that's a cool idea. But like, this is the kind of bugs that need to be worked out. So, not a fan of the transmission in this thing. It also has an old school seat, which isn't super comfortable for me. I finally figured out how to make it the most comfortable it's going to be after like 3 days. The first 2 days it was super uncomfortable, but I finally figured it out and it wasn't too bad. But it just bothers my back more than the newer, nicer seats, I guess. Yeah, it's just for long trips, it's not as comfortable in my opinion. So overall, not a huge fan of this. Like, I really wanted to like this truck. I really wanted to, because I love the look of the interior. I love the retro theme it's got going on. Like, I was super excited when I saw it. I want to love this truck. But with the automatic 10-speed, just doesn't do it. If it was a standard, it might be a cool truck. But it was a really big pain for the few days that I had it. So yeah, I only drove this for 4 days, so I don't have like a huge amount of experience with it, but I was sick of it after 4 days. I really wasn't a fan of the transmission in this thing. I didn't think it shifted very well. But that's my little rundown for this truck. And I'm headed over to a 2014 Kenworth T800 with a 13 speed in it. So excited to be back in a manual truck. And I'm going to be driving that for the next few weeks, hopefully. And I will review that in a few days once I have a good idea of what I think of it, and we'll show you all that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.